we're going to cut off, let's just start and cut off the wig here, because I know we probably won't go past this access point, so I feel like we should go there. Don't worry at all. This is an easy fix, and you can go home with it today and need my glasses. Give your scalp a little bit of a break. I'm just gonna cut these. I like to save these, especially as a wig maker. You never know when you might need a little bits and pieces. We are just going to cut right in the middle of these tracks. We're making sure we get only net. We don't want to cut the hair because then you're going to get funky spots. But if you just go along here and just cut what you need, we can always go smaller too, but I like to go a little bit larger, and that way we know we have the size you want. I see. We're almost there. We're just going to snip that off. Just save that and just snip the rest off there. We can always take these tracks and add them to the back of here if that was something you were feeling like you needed more hair. We have it, but this piece particular, you don't need the extra hair. And what I'm also going to do is just cut a little bit through here, and I'm just going to take this piece off and then just cut that off. I'm probably going to end up cutting that to there, but I find these can be a little uncomfortable at times. You just want to make sure you're cutting into the hair, because you want it to get right to the lace. But this is also in a section where you're not going to see, and I'm not sure if we're going to cut this piece shorter or not. We'll just see. Cut this string. This is just your temporary fix, just to get you out the door today and having something to wear on your head until we can glue this on. Give your scalp a break, and then we'll glue this on and everything will be hunky-dory. We're gonna use a little bit of a knot cover up. This just covers up these little black specks so you don't notice it as much. I always start on the inside, and this will stick even with the glue. You may not get like the full 6 weeks out of it. I find I've been really sweaty, and I'm using more oil-based products when I'm washing my face, which will also make a difference if my hair lifts. But we just want to deflect these knots. You can always go in and add more on the other side. You don't need much product at all. And then we can just cover up those little knots right there. And this kit also comes with the brushes and the palette. It's a 2-shaded palette, so you could mix in between, but it's will last a super long time. And then you get like the more scalp look, and you can go in and play with that a little bit more. But let's just give you an added band so you could go home with this today. I found the thinnest one I had, and we are just going to attach it so on each side. Let's use, normally when I'm working on the lace, I like to use clear thread, but for this band, I really want this to be strong. I'm not, but you won't see it anyway, and we're gonna end up taking this off, so don't worry. We're gonna do this so the band is not against the skin, and we are just going to make a couple stitches through here. And I really enjoy using a curved needle, working with wigs. Just makes life really much easier. This will be really nice to just throw on when you want a little extra security but don't want to glue down for those in-between times. I think this is a wonderful idea. I think get one of each and have the same color, and have one that you wear and one that you can wear in between. It's good to have a couple pieces, especially if you're wearing them often, like with glue, and it's good to give one a break while you're working on one. And then ideally it would be good to have like 3, but you know, you've got to start somewhere. That's all the stitch I'm going to do on that. And you really can't see that black stitch through there. And where it's low down, you're really not going to see it either. Okay, now we're going to sew it over here. You can take off those combs. I don't need them. You don't need them. A couple stitches. The best part will be you will feel secure without all the extra bulk. And for those in-between times, like I feel like that would be really nice. And then that way you're not rushing to put on your next frontal piece or whatever. That's the basics of your piece, and we can tweak it, thin it out, cut it, but at least now you can just comfortably just put it on. We can close this up, but we'll wait until we figure out what size you actually want to take it down to. We'll just give your hair the break. I'm actually going to take this off because I know we're not going to use this, and we're just going to slide this right out. And see how I'm not catching any hair. I'm going right against the lace. Like I was saying, it's always nice to take off a little bit more than to need to have to put it back. There. Just 2 tracks, and we could save those for another piece, etc. You could get a little bit of shedding. You could get a little bit of shedding as well, just as your first brushing, just because the extra hair needs to come out.